I had a dream one night, and it was basically a Fashion Week setting, like a New York Fashion Week setting, but it was in Charleston. I could see in my dream like the Charleston architecture, the park. It was definitely Charleston. And so, of course, when I woke up, I thought, that's absurd, a Fashion Week in Charleston, that's unheard of. Went to work the next day, told my intern my dream, jokingly, and she said, that's not funny. You should actually think about trying to make this happen. I kind of got the nerve to go to my publisher, and I told him, you know, this is a crazy idea, I already know, but I'm just gonna run it by you and see what you think. Told him about my dream, told him about maybe doing a Charleston Fashion Week, and he said, love the idea, go for it, make it happen. So the first year I had to figure out how I was gonna go from an idea to actually making it happen. So I kind of tricked some people. I pulled together a bunch of people that I knew were the best at what they do. I knew they were the best PR planners, event planners, people in the community that had great careers that I knew could really help me create this event. I took all of them out, and we had a good time, and when it was all over, I said, well, while you're here, I've got this great idea and I need all of you. And they all pretty much said, we support you and we'll help you. And they became the committee, and in 4 months, which I don't recommend to anybody, but in 4 months, we planned the first Charleston Fashion Week. I fell in love with fashion and style ever since I was a very small girl. You know, I was an only child, and my best friends were MTV and fashion magazine. I mean, when I was little, I wanted to be a supermodel, but I'm only 5'4", so that wasn't a possibility, so I found my way. I found my way into this industry and my place. Fashion is something I'm very passionate about, but it is something out of that passion. It has now become my career, my job, my industry. It's what I do from the time I get up to the time I go to bed. It's an element that reoccurs throughout each day, every day. It is my life. You have to be passionate about it, because there's a lot of ups and downs, late hours, long shoot days, complicated models, complicated situations, designs aren't ready, etc. And you really have to be in it to win it. You have to love the ups and the downs just the same, and really embrace the business, because you will not survive if you don't. And I see that happen a lot. I see a lot of people come to me for jobs or internships, and they think it's going to be very glamorous. The end result is glamour, so people think it's glamorous, and then when they're out at a shoot in like some cornfields and it's 150 degrees and they're getting eaten by mosquitoes, then they're thinking twice about the business. So that's what I mean. You really have to love it. And for me personally, there's a lot to love. You've got to be able to problem solve. You kind of have to be a Dr. Phil for everybody, you know. And you have to be kind of loud and in your face and have a persona. So I think personality is important, and I think I have a lot of that. And I hope, like, you know, in some capacity, there is a young girl or a guy who looks at me and thinks, you know, maybe I can do this too. So, and that is something that I've heard in my career, especially because I'm an African-American woman, and we really make up a small percentage of the fashion industry and the modeling industry. So when you see that, people tend to acknowledge that, and especially people who think they can't really see their place in this industry. It's good for them to identify with someone of color who has done this. And I'm very, very passionate about that. I'm very passionate about people of my race and more of them getting into this industry. As I'm growing in this career or accomplishing things, it's important for me to affect other people's lives as well in a positive way. And that's one of my favorite things about Charleston Fashion Week, is that I see people's careers blossom. I see them get their big breaks. I see them have a vision come to fruition, And it's all because Charleston Magazine set this platform by creating Charleston Fashion Week. And it's such a nice springboard of careers. And that's kind of a beautiful thing. After you work so hard and sleepless nights and, 50-hour weeks, it's good when you get that phone call from that designer that says, I'm on this new TV show, or my line got picked up by Neiman Marcus. You get excited and you keep going, so it's good. Anytime you want to be an expert, fashion expert, or expert at anything, anytime you want to be a leader, or you want to be groundbreaking or a pioneer, you can't be afraid to fail. And it's hard because you expose yourself, and that's probably the biggest fear that I think I have, is because I'm an open book pretty much. I expose myself, whether it's on camera, on the radio, when I do the radio show, whatever the case may be, I kind of roll with it and just give people me. And that leaves a lot of room for them to either love it or crucify it or whatever. But I can't let fear get in the way of that, because I don't think I would be able to have done the things that I've done if I did.